He's from Hunico.
At a total combined weight of 436 pounds, Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay 2 Cool.
So for our opening match here tonight, we have Alberto Del Rio and Edge facing off against 2 Cool, Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay. Now, 3 of these men have much tag team experience, and then there's Alberto Del Rio. These 3 men that we have in this match were the first 3 eliminated from the Royal Rumble. That would be Scotty 2 Hotty, Grandmaster Sexay, and Edge, those 3 people who have tag team experience. Alberto Del Rio was the 8th person eliminated from the Royal Rumble, although he did not do very well in that Royal Rumble. That is why these 4 men are in this match here tonight. Also, 2 Cool, Scotty 2 Hotty, and Grandmaster Sexay lost quite early in the tag team tournament to 3MB. Now, 2 Cool is going to try and make their way back to try and reclaim their name as a good tag team. It's one of the classic tag teams of the Attitude Era. Edge, also a member of the classic Attitude Era tag teams with his tag team member Christian, who will actually be facing Rikishi for the heavyweight title in our main event tonight. Now, Grandmaster Sexay and Edge were both eliminated by Hunico in the Royal Rumble. Hunico will be in the Extreme Rules match later tonight against Randy Orton. And we have a series of very athletic maneuvers coming in from Scotty 2 Hotty onto Alberto Del Rio, planting the face of Del Rio into the mat. swinging neckbreaker. Alberto Del Rio was eliminated by Cody Rhodes, who eliminated quite a few people during the Royal Rumble last week. We have Scotty 2 Hotty going for a tilt-a-whirl, but getting a backbreaker for his efforts there from Del Rio. Now Scotty 2 Hotty, the first person to get eliminated from the Rumble, was eliminated by Kane. Now, being the first few people, you would think that Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty 2 Hotty came in fairly early into the Rumble. They were actually numbers 4 and 5, and then Edge was number 6. So these three guys actually came in and exited continuously during the Royal Rumble, as we have Alberto Del Rio getting the advantage here in the early goings of this match. This is still effectively a singles matchup, as we have not had any tags go on in the match. Alberto Del Rio, world champion class wrestler, against a tag team division wrestler. You would normally expect Alberto Del Rio to be able to get that advantage in singles matchup. Now where Too Cool are going to try and get back that advantage is by using frequent tags and tag work, like in the corner, but Del Rio countering out of that corner and not allowing Grandmaster Sexay to help his tag team partner. A very, very nice drop kick coming in from Scotty 2 Hotty. Del Rio looking dazed right now in the middle of the ring. This has got to be quite intimidating for Too Cool to be facing off against these two former World Heavyweight Champions. Injury to the arm, Scotty 2 Hotty trying to weaken him for that cross arm breaker that Del Rio uses oh so much. Targeting the arm once more, stomping on it, putting all of his weight into that elbow, to that arm, trying to weaken it for later to try and get a submission. Submission moves are not very good in a tag team setting. Their tag team partner will easily be able to stop the submission maneuver before their tag partner will tap out, unless you get their tag partner tied up with your tag partner in some way, and then you might be in a situation that is beneficial, as we now have Grandmaster Sexay in the ring with a huge bulldog off the top rope, slamming the head of Del Rio into the mat. He is in his own corner as he goes for a camel clutch. Quite close to the rope. Del Rio could have gone to the left and grabbed the rope, but is now actually going to use his immense strength to counter that move by Grandmaster Sexay. Oh, Sexay with a counter, doing a nice slam onto a Del Rio. Del Rio with a rake to the eyes and a series of blows, but counter quickly with a big chop to Grandmaster Sexay. Huge knee. Del Rio still has been the only member of this team in this match thus far. Still able to go with good toes to Grandmaster Sexay, but we get a tag into Edge as we get a big move here, and a big move by the new tag team there. Looked like a big flapjack to a diamond cutter almost, as we get a sidewalk slam into a backbreaker here from Edge. Edge, a really fresh man, but getting an enziguri to the back of the head from Grandmaster Sexay. Edge getting up quite quickly. Sexay not able to capitalize on that moment. You see a swinging neckbreaker from Edge. Edge now getting the advantage in this match as the fresh man. Edge, the rated R superstar, former World Heavyweight Champion. Now targeting the leg, perhaps for a submission maneuver of his own. Both of these men on the tag team here that the Too Cool is facing are submission experts to an extent. Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty 2 Hotty are not quite technical wrestlers. They are fine wrestlers in their own right, but are a bit more showy in their antics, with Scotty 2 Hotty's worm. So you got a big one-legged flapjack from Edge, slamming Sexay right into the middle of the mat. So you got a series of blows from Sexay trying to fight him way out of that enemy corner as we get an abdominal stretch by Edge. Scotty have faith in Sexay that he won't tap out to that, not going to come into the ring and try and save his tag team partner. As we get Edge getting picked up here by Grandmaster Sexay, a series of blows once again. Grabbing the arm of Edge. Now ahead for a big elbow to the chest of Edge. And now another elbow as Edge was trying to get up. Countered into a big kick to the face. Edge now picking up Grandmaster Sexay, able to be countered there into another enziguri. We have Alberto Del Rio on the edge of the ropes. Sexay using the ropes to his advantage, dropping the neck of Edge onto that top rope as Sexay now has it back and lifts up Edge for a suplex-like maneuver. Now Sexay, where's he going to go next? He's going to go to his own corner, going to use his tag team knowledge to work together with Scotty, and a shoulder block by Scotty to Hotty, aided by Grandmaster Sexay. That referee's count was to get Grandmaster Sexay back onto the apron. They have to stop at a 5 count. If they do not, they will be disqualified from this match. As Scotty to Hotty, now the fresh man slamming the face of Edge into the mat. Now grabbing the head of Edge. Going to slam him into the mat once more for that maneuver. It is a very good setup move for the Worm. But Scotty having other plans. Going to strip the ring as Grandmaster Sexay trying to stop Edge from going there. He's got a big elbow from Scotty to Hotty. Perhaps going to try and taunt Edge outside the ring. The referee now to count at 2. Yes, Scotty taunting to Edge with a strike. And Scotty, but getting countered by Edge. Countered once again. Grabbing the neck. A miscommunication from the veteran tag team as Grandmaster Sexay whipped Edge into the ring. Now bumping into each other several times. There's threads binding together this tag team seem to be afraid that Scotty 2 Hotty seems to really want to put Edge through this announce table. But Scotty 2 Hotty is having other plans, keeping throwing Edge into the middle of the ring. Seems to be backing off now, but Scotty having a bit of trouble getting Edge into that position to put him onto the ring. And now Edge has got Scotty in the corner, and spear right through the corner of this arena, taking out the wall, breaking Scotty 2 Hotty right in half as Grandmaster Sexay just watches on, and now he comes and tries to grab his opponent. As Alberto Del Rio now stomps on Scotty 2 Hotty, but whips him into that steel post and whips him across the arena. Referee has stopped the count at an 8. Scotty is still outside of the ring, but if the referee had continued with that count as normal time, it probably would have gotten to 10 count. Everyone trying to get in the ring right now. Alberto Del Rio grabbing Scotty 2 Hotty, not the legal man. Alberto Del Rio and Grandmaster Sexay have to get out of here. But Scotty 2 Hotty now slamming Alberto Del Rio into the mat as he's getting a Russian leg sweep by Edge as Alberto Del Rio has to get out of this ring. Referee is having a hard time keeping control of this match. There's a swinging neckbreaker by Scotty 2 Hotty to Edge right into his corner. Edge now get up. He's holding his head with a nice suplex into a pin here from Edge. But Scotty 2 Hotty able to kick out before the 1 count. He was quite close to the ropes. Ref might have not been counting. Scotty trying to interrupt that tag, but not able to, as Alberto Del Rio is now the legal man. Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay's troubles continue as Grandmaster Sexay walks away from that corner. When Scotty 2 Hotty was looking for a tag, the tag cannot be made. One-legged boxing crab, but too close to the ropes, and the ref counts for a rope break here. As Scotty 2 Hotty gets whipped into the enemy corner here. Countered. And now Scotty 2 Hotty going to go to the top rope for a Hurricane Rana DDT, landing Alberto Del Rio right into the center of the mat. And now Grandmaster Sexay is feeling the heat, wants to get in that ring. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker is what he gets for his efforts as he runs straight into Del Rio and gets a stomp to the gut. Sexy with a swinging neckbreaker now, getting the momentum back on his side. Punching the head of Del Rio. Seems that Edge's head is already hurting him. A huge move off the top rope for Grandmaster Sexay and a big elbow drop. Trying to look for a big move here. Roll up pin by 1, 2. Countered by Del Rio. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3. Countered once again. Del Rio on top. 2, 3. Sexay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Finally kicked out by Grandmaster Sexay after that series of roll-up pins from these two combatants. Using an amateur wrestling move there from Del Rio to get Grandmaster Sexay on the mat so that he can tag his tag team partner Edge into that ring. But a roll-up pin by Edge, not wanting to play those games right now, kicking right out of that pin as he grabs the head of Grandmaster Sexay with a reverse neckbreaker. Grabbing Sexay up once more, and an enziguri to the back of the head of Edge, going to make him his head pound even more. Hopefully trying to get him dizzy. Going to get him to forget about where he is, forget he's in this ring. Get that he's going to have to get up after that 3 count. Working together once again for an aided crossbody block as Scotty too Hotty in this ring. But Edge turning into a DDT, slamming Scotty right into the middle of that mat and calling Scotty to get up right now. He's got it, Scotty's head reversed, pushing away Scotty too Hotty. A series of reverses from these two combatants. Edge gets a huge clothesline and goes for a pin now. 1, not even a 1 count. Scotty too Hotty has got too much energy in him. Swinging neckbreaker from Edge to try and get Scotty onto the mat again. Another count. 1. Now able to get a 1 count at least onto Scotty too Hotty as Grandmaster Sexay spends a little too much time in the ring, distracts the ref, and now Edge and Del Rio able to do a tag team maneuver. We get a double flapjack, slamming Scotty too Hotty right into the middle of this ring. And now Del Rio going to try and put a huge suplex, flipping Scotty too Hotty halfway across the ring, and now tagging Edge right back in. Now it looks like the veteran tag team is Edge and Del Rio. Not too cool as they're making frequent tags back and forth, keeping Scotty too Hotty in their corner as they get a kick out of the corner. But a huge counter coming out of that pickup by Scotty too Hotty. And now he's going to try and tag in Grandmaster Sexay, a more fresh man. He's not been in this match for all that much. He has not gone through that barricade like Scotty too Hotty has. Edge is showing symptoms of that spear as well as he gets another enziguri to the back of the head as he goes for a huge move off of the top rope, that big flip, going huge amounts of air, kick to the chest, sending Edge to the ground. Suplex from Grandmaster Sexay, putting Edge onto the mat. And now whipping him around, and I believe he's busted Edge open. You see the blood splitting onto the mat. Edge now on the out apron. Grandmaster Sexay kicking him out to the outside. Del Rio is going to have a short walk to try and help out with this. But Del Rio is showing he's not going to play too dirty here. A huge elbow to the face of Edge. Del Rio not wanting to try and anger the ref, but grabbing Sexay. Had a bit too much as he whipped Sexay right into the middle of the ring, right for his tag team partner to try and stomp on him. Sexay able to roll out. Going for that big DDT once again, showing his athleticism. He is a strong man, but he's able to show some quickness in this ring. Del Rio with a quick counter into a release suplex, tossing Sexay across the ring. Sexay has now been in this match for a little bit. Del Rio and Edge have been making somewhat frequent tags in comparison, as Edge trying to grab at Sexay, but Sexay moving away and whipping Del Rio into his corner. throwing Del Rio onto the mat. Sexay going to go for a big move off the top rope here. A big leg drop off the top rope. Perhaps going to go for a pin now. Yes. One. No, Del Rio has enough energy left in him after that huge leg drop off the top rope. Slamming the face of Grandmaster 16 to the mat with that drop toe hold. Alberto Del Rio now tagging in Edge for another DDT. It looks now that Grandmaster 60 is also busted open. One. Only a one count. That blood is not enough. He's going to have to spill more before he forgets to kick out of that 3 count. And now he gets whipped into his own corner. Edge looking very slow, picking up Sexay, putting him on that top rope. Series of punches, going to go for a superplex off of the top rope. Sexay going slap dab in the middle of this ring. Now Edge for a pin. One. Only one count. Once again, Sexay able to kick out of that huge superplex quite quickly. Getting countered and countered once more, having a sense about him still to duck that clothesline from behind the head. Elbow to the back of the neck and the back of the head by Edge. Edge now stomping to the gut and kicking the face of Sexay, putting him farther away from his corner. But he's still kicking out. He still has enough energy. Small package roll by Grandmaster 6A1. Edge kicking out. Once again, he isn't playing those small package games. Let's just see Edge grab the head of Sexay and countered back as Sexay grabs back and countered once again. A series of counters between these two competitors as we get a kick to the head, another enziguri to the back of the head of Edge. Edge grabbing that leg this time a bit quicker with that takedown, and now going for a quick pin. One. You can't get a pin off of just a quick takedown like that. Alberto Del Rio is staying in the ring for a bit too long. Ref has got to get him out of there. These two competitors bleeding all over this mat. They've both been busted open. Now Del Rio and Edge working together. A huge punch to the gut as Edge exposing that for Del Rio. And both competitors going for a kick there and missing. This is a very interesting situation as Del Rio now whipped into the enemy corner as they work together. And a huge kick to his gut, to his kidneys, as Sexay takes her well-deserved break, and so does Edge. And so that the two fresher man now fighting in the ring. Del Rio with a roll-up pin. 1, 2, 3. Countered. 1, 2, 3. Could be anyone's pin here. 1, 2, 3. The 1, 2, 3. That last one looked to be interrupted by Sexay. 1, 2, 3. Both the enemies fighting in the middle of the ring. 1, 2. No. They see a huge clothesline from Edge. As the ref is pausing for this pin for some reason. As we get a series of punches and kicks. As Sexay now interrupts that pin. And now they have to get out of the ring. I guess the ref was just sick of the roll-ups back and forth. As Del Rio now tags in Edge. And Edge now going to try and work on Scotty to Hotty, but the other busted man in this match, Grandmaster Sexay, this is the one he's going to face. Now, some people would say that Edge and Del Rio have already run this match, that pin should have been enough. I believe it was Del Rio that was on top. Not even a 1 count. But Del Rio, with that roll-up pin, with the ref would not count. Edge whipping him into his own corner, but Edge getting countered there and put on the top rope. Now what is Sexay going to do here? Armbar takedown off of the top rope. And for a pin now. 1. Only a 1 count. Edge kicking out quite quickly in this opening match. Has gone on for so long now. These competitors are going to be so tired. Gotta wonder how long until they can't take any more. To see a huge backbreaker from Edge as Edge goes to the corner to call for the spear now. Spearing Sexay in the middle of the ring. We got to pay him 1, 2, 3. Sexay loses. Edge and Del Rio take this match.